All right, let's stay with the issues around the judiciary. Now, transformation in the judiciary is not a new subject. In fact, it's been a conversation for quite a number of years now, and recently it came into sharp focus again in the Judicial Service Commission as we saw questions to various candidates, in fact, around this very subject. Now, while some have criticized the criteria, questions and conduct of some of the commissioners, others have raised bigger questions around the issue of transformation. And we speak now to Advocate Myron Dewrance, who's the Chairperson of Advocates for Transformation, who is joining us, in fact, for this particular conversation. Advocate, thank you so much for your time this evening. I would like to get a sense if maybe you are able to respond around the developments around Judge John Hlophe, of course, that matter being dismissed.
I beg your pardon. Can you just repeat your question? I didn't hear what you're saying.
All right, let me try again. Advocate, they do indicate that there may be some challenges with your line. I'm not sure if, the Advocate for Transformation will be able to have a response to this. The High Court in Johannesburg has dismissed Western Cape Judge President John Hlophe's case when it comes to those multiple challenges around him of gross misconduct. I wonder if the body that you represent has a reaction to this. I'm not sure if you're able to hear me now.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Yes, we have not had a discussion or an opportunity to discuss the review application by Judge Hlophe, so I'm not in a position to comment on it. What is of importance is that the rule of law is still alive. The High Court in Johannesburg has adjudicated a dispute by the Judge President of the Cape Bench, and it did so without fear and favor and prejudice and was impartial. And it shows that our democracy is alive and our judiciary is well placed to serve the people.
And on the Justice Myers accepting the nomination as a Deputy Chief Justice, I know, of course, there's going to be that process that unfolds in the JSC now come next month. Have you deliberated on that? Any reaction?
The Advocates for Transformation have a select committee dealing with the appointment of judges and acting judges. It is made up by various representatives of the AFT branches in the country. With normal practice, which has been established
Advocate Myron
now under the current leadership, is that the Judicial Services Commission, the Judicial Services Subcommittee of the Advocates for Transformation will deliberate on the application and make the necessary comments and submit it to the JSC.
Advocate Myron, if you don't mind me, please pardon me for coming in there. You and I still need to discuss some issues around transformation, but the line is letting us down somewhat. So I'm going to try and see if we're able to get a better line with you. Because we are struggling to hear you somewhat. Let's try again. You were taking us through your reaction to news that Justice Mandisa Maya has in fact accepted nomination. We do know that a JSC process is to unfold. Very briefly.
Yes, the Advocates for Transformation, if I just may repeat myself, we have a representative on the Johannesburg, on the JSC, which is Advocate Commissioner Pillay SC. In addition thereto, we also have a subcommittee dealing with the Judicial Services Commission. The subcommittee will meet beforehand and make the necessary comments and submit the comments to as called for by the Judicial Services Commission. But yes, we will participate in the interviews too.
All right. And one of the things that, I saw that you took part in earlier on was the discussions around transformation. This is not a new, topic of discussion that is in the public domain. And we've seen it also being through questions that were posed to various candidates in the JSC around issues of transformation, be it in a form of, training of black judges, supporting women judges, and also giving even support to some of the juniors who are upcoming. I mean, I remember Justice Unterhalter was one of those who was facing really tough questions. Would you say, though, as a body, that the judiciary has moved somewhat when it comes to issues of transformation?
you cannot talk about the transformation of the judiciary without talking about the transformation of the legal profession. The state of transformation of the judiciary is reflective of the state of the transformation in the legal profession. Yes, transformation is high up on our agenda. The issue relating to the interviews on Judge Unterhalter in relation to the use of black females, female counsel is an issue which has been in the spotlight and has occupied the attention of advocates for transformation. We found that there's a phenomenon where senior practitioners would use black female practitioners just before they need to apply to take silk, and the rumors and the complaints are normally that it's used as it's merely a fronting exercise. So that affects the quality of transformation of both the legal profession and the judiciary. Black junior counsel are struggling for quality briefs, especially from the state. A barrier to transformation from the side of the state is the requirement that juniors and all advocates need to tender for work. In other words, you tender per matter which the state wishes to brief you, and that is an issue of concern. The other issue of concern that is occupied us is that the state has adopted a stance that black juniors will only receive one brief every 3 months. Further barrier to transformation is the payment of our fees by the state, of the juniors' fees by state. It normally takes, we have a rule as advocates that you get paid, your fees are due and payable 90 days after the rendering of the invoice. The state normally takes in excess of 90 days, sometimes up to 200 days to dispute an invoice and then attempt to pay the junior fees. So yes, transformation is important. There's barriers to transformation that is developed, and the latest attack on transformation is the conduct of the state, or the attitude of the state when it comes to briefing counsel.
Now, Advocate, one of the things that we also saw in the public domain, which has also further fueled the fire around, the integrity of the judiciary, was the SMS that is said to have been sent to, the Speaker's advocate in the matter involving the public protector, that, this member of the public says he has on good authority that the judgment will be out before the end of the week and it will be against the public protector. And he says that this judgment will be delivered soon. We've subsequently seen what has happened in the public domain around this very issue. Would you say that issues like this continue to further fuel the fire when it comes to certain issues around, the independence and the integrity of the judiciary?
Yes, firstly, it's regrettable that the SMS was sent, and the contents is even more regrettable. It casts aspersion on the integrity and the independence of the Constitutional Court. It's unprecedented, and we as advocates for transformation definitely do not condone those actions. But it should also be seen in light of the leaked opinion by the U.S. Supreme Court relating to abortion, what the Wade versus Roe judgment, which the Supreme Court of Appeal is currently debating on whether, so the Supreme Court in the United States is currently debating on whether to change the abortion laws, and a draft opinion, in other words, a draft judgment was leaked, and that certainly is an attack on the judiciary, and we cannot encourage it, and we're all responsible to protect the integrity of the judiciary, and the judiciary cannot function without the public having confidence in it.
All right, Advocate, thank you so much for your time. We have to leave it there for now, and I do hope the next time we speak around these very issues that our line is better, because these are some of the important discussions in the public domain when it comes to the issues of transformation. But let's leave it there. That was Advocate Myron Dewrance. He's the chair of the Advocates for Transformation.